Hi guys, it's Julian. So this is my week 4 update. You'll have to excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. So this past week has seen a lot of downs. I went into the hospital 3 times this week. The first was on Monday, and I went in by ambulance for chest pain, tightness, and tingling in my arms and hands. They did a bunch of tests, blood, chest x-rays, and the doctor had said, well, your heart looks fine. So my guess at this point, because apparently the enzymes in my liver were high, I guess, if I remember correctly, he said those were high, and it could be my gallbladder. That was the issue. So he told me that he wanted me to come back the next morning and have a gallbladder ultrasound. Before that, he also told me that he believes that my prediabetes has crossed the threshold into type 2. We're going to get back to that in a minute. So I go in on Tuesday and I do the gallbladder ultrasound, and I have to wait for them to tell me the results. And then they don't just call me. They're like, you can sit out here and wait. And I'm like, okay, well, it was a busy day, so we waited a while, which really made me nervous. I'm already nervous enough, and then you're just making me more nervous because you're really busy. You could just call me later. But anyway, so I was finally seen again, and I was told, you have gallstones. We want you to set up an appointment with the surgeon. So I have to have surgery on the 25th. I'm going to have my gallbladder removed. So Wednesday morning, I'm back in the hospital. I can't breathe. I have so much trouble breathing, it's ridiculous. So I go back in, and turns out I got a viral cold, and it's messing with my asthma. I can't catch a break. I'm just like, are you serious? Another thing on top of everything else. It was ridiculous. I'm tired this week. I feel weak. I have a viral cold. I'm sick. This week has just been really ugh for me. That does not mean that I gave up on my workouts. In fact, I think I did better this week with my workouts than I did previous weeks. Hubby's across the table saying yes. So, I guess subconsciously I'm like, no, this isn't going to happen. We're going to kick this in the butt. So I've been better at my workouts this week. And then I went in Friday to see the doctor on. Yes, Friday. We went in initially for my son, who's had a cough for a while. He's just teething, so he's good. Probably eventually he'll catch this cold that I have, but right now, he's just teething. So she had time to see me, and we talked about what the doctors found at the ER, and what she wants to do next. She wants to do more tests on my liver, enzymes and my blood glucose, because what they took at the hospital was not a fasting blood sugar. So my doctor wants to see the fasting, and that will determine, I guess, whether or not I've crossed the threshold into type 2 diabetes. We'll see. It's just been a rough week, but I've managed. And on a positive note for this week, a very positive note, I don't have a scale at home. I am trying to focus more on the non-scale victories, but if I go to see my doctor, or if I end up in the emergency room for whatever reason, or if there's like a scale during something or other, I'm going to step on it and I'm just going to look, just out of curiosity, because I noticed the changes in my body. But, it's like, it is kind of nice to see the number to kind of correlate with that. But anyway, so because I went to the emergency room and saw my doctor, I was weighed, and I went from 260 starting weight to 246. I'd say 14-pound weight loss. 14-pound weight loss in basically 4 weeks. I'm really happy with that. It's a great start. Are my numbers always going to be that high? I don't think so. I wouldn't hope so, because that seems like a lot. But I'm just starting out, and I'm just getting into the workouts, and I'm big, so on average, not always, bigger people tend to lose more at first, and then they kind of slows down. So 14 pounds, I'm happy with that in 4 weeks. I think that's pretty dang good. I still got a long way to go, but hey, I'm doing it. I've proven to myself I can do it. I'm proving to myself now, being sick and with all this other stuff kind of bringing me down emotionally and physically, that I can do it regardless. And these issues that I'm having will eventually get better. Will they go away? No, I don't think so. Chronic illness like fibromyalgia is not just going to go away. Is it going to be less of a problem? Yes. But it's not going to go away. I'm still going to have the fibro. I'm still going to have the pain. It might not be as intense. Degenerative disc disease, eventually I think everybody gets that. Your body just, it, as you age, it slows down and everything. So, eventually everyone kind of gets diagnosed with that, I believe, at some point or another. Most people, it's way into their older ages, not 30 years old. But I digress. The point is that this week has been a total roller coaster. Week 4 has been a total roller coaster. It's been insane. But I've done it. I am losing the weight. I am making the changes to get better. Now, with this new diagnosis and the surgery coming up, I know that my eating is going to have to change again. Because with the gallbladder, they're telling me no fat, like almost like none. And I'm looking at, the stuff I was given, and it's like, what can I eat? So I am trying my hardest to figure out what I can eat, what I want to eat, because I'm not just going to eat stuff that I don't like. I'll try new things for sure, but I'm not going to sit there and be like, yummy avocado, even though I hate avocado. I hate it. I have tried it just plain. I've tried different recipes. I've tried it on toast. I don't like it. It might be great for you, but I can't stand it. So I'm going to have to find these, different foods that I like that will give me the nutrition that I need in order to function and, be a, functioning human being while keeping myself from having problems. Now, when my gallbladder is gone, I'm not sure how that's going to change. I don't know if I can go back to eating fat. Probably not, because I won't have that, filter. The gallbladder is kind of like a filter, I guess. I don't remember my body parts, and I don't remember any of that science stuff. I'm bad. But I believe it's like a filter. So without that filter, I don't think I'll be able to go back to fatty foods. Which, in a way, is good because, that will just kind of help me lose more weight, because I know that my fat intake can get pretty high, as can my carbs. My carbs are my main issue, and then fat is the next. And then I'm not getting enough protein. Well, wasn't getting enough protein. I've upped my protein a lot over this week. But I have taken my own advice this week, and I've told myself to keep going. Like I told you guys in the last video. That's probably gonna, like I said, that's gonna be my thing. Like at the end of my videos, keep going. Yeah, I've told myself that all week, because I know that if I don't, I'm going to get into a rut. I'm going to throw myself a pity party, and I'm just going to go right back to what it was, and I can't afford to do that. I can't afford to do that. My body is telling me, you can't do this anymore. It's time to get your butt in gear. So, some bad, some good. Mostly bad, but there's good news along with it. This is not the end of the world. I can keep going. So that is my update for week 4. Week 4. Actually, you know what? This is a big deal, I've done, different diets and different, things. And I have never made it past maybe week 2, maybe week 3 is as far as I've gone. So I have gone an entire week more than I have in the past. That is a huge, huge thing. I've never done, any kind of regimen, whether self-made with help from a doctor or whatever, more than 3 weeks. I've done this for an entire 4 weeks. And that just hit me that it's been 4 weeks. I've been saying 4 weeks the entire video, but it just hit me 4 weeks. Wow. I'm actually doing it. I'm getting a standing ovation over across the table. That just blows my mind that I've actually gone this far. That just shows me even more that I can do this.
Support is the key.
And I don't know if you heard him or not, but hubby says support is the key. You have to not only you have to support yourself mostly. Because not everybody is going to support you. I'm lucky. I have an outside of myself support system. I have my husband. I have friends that are, that are there for me. And I'm lucky to have that. I know not everybody has that outside support system. So what you guys got to remember is you are your support system. I didn't have that support system for a long time, and I didn't get it in my head that I was my support system. And I'm at the point now where, and it's affected me to this point where I have to have my gallbladder removed and I might have type 2 diabetes. I didn't get that message. Nobody gave me that memo that I was my own support system. So for anybody who is struggling and doesn't have an outside support system, you are your own support system. You have to be your own support system. And of course, I'm here. I have no problem being somebody else's support system while I'm going through my thing. I can support other people. I have a fitness journey group that, we just kind of help keep each other motivated. I'll probably post that in the down bar. And I'm part of other groups that are good for motivation, and, they share recipes and they do this and they do that. So, but mine is the one I run personally is for just motivation and just kind of sharing the stories. So I'll put a link in the down bar for that. If you're interested, I will have no problem adding you. I have no problem being a support system for others because I know it was hard for me not having a support system for so long. And it was really hard and not knowing that I was my own support system at that point. So if I can help anyone else, I will. Because I know it's like not having the help or the support. Up until recently, I didn't have it. So, before this video gets too long, I want to wish everyone a good night. I want to tell you all to keep going.